Hey, life groups. Coming out of Sunday, we talked about giving up gossip in order to choose the way of love. As part of this whole series on Lent, not only wanting to give things up, but specifically wanting to give up some of the ways that we interact with one another so that we can experience the most beautiful and loving version of community as a means of following after Jesus. So on Sunday, we talked about giving up gossip. The Bible does not give a very clear definition in one singular place about what gossip is, but we used the definition that gossip is sharing information about someone else with anything other than a pure and loving heart towards that person. Really rooted in Ephesians 4, verse 29, where it says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up, that it may benefit those who listen." This word unwholesome talk comes from the Greek word sapros, which can be interpreted to mean corrupt or foul, even rotten. It often was used to describe rotten fruit or decaying trees. And so if we think about what that means when it comes to our words, unwholesome talk is anything, whether that be unkind or deceitful or offensive, i.e. gossip, that really harms the person that we're speaking about. Paul doesn't stop there, though. He raises the bar to say not only don't speak this way, unwholesome talk, but also gives us direction on how we should be using our words. Really, that we should be speaking what builds others up, that it may benefit those who listen. So how do we start to carve gossip out of our vocabulary, out of our ways of speaking? I think there's a couple of things we need to consider. I think we need to consider the fly on the wall test. If I were saying this thing and the person I'm speaking about were a fly on the wall, how would they feel about what I'm sharing? Would they feel as though I'm sharing something that is mine to share? Would they feel as though I'm sharing something in a way that is kind and loving? Am I holding unconditional positive regard for that person? The other test is the who does it benefit. Coming directly out of Ephesians 4, verse 29, we're told to use words to benefit and build up others. So if I share this, who benefits? Does it benefit the person that I'm speaking about? Does it benefit the person who's listening? We also talked about the truth test. Is the thing that I'm saying truthful? And if it's something that is not mine to share, we have to know and pay attention, be aware of the very real and likely possibility that something that is not mine to share, I might not have the corner on it being both wholly true and also the whole truth. And then lastly, we talked about the impact test coming out of a verse in James 3, where he says that the tongue, our words, can light a spark that will burn down a whole forest. So if I say this, what will burn? What's in the wake? I think if we can apply these to the ways that we are in relationship and in community with one another, and we forfeit our ways of speaking that are unwholesome, we can really lean in and choose the way of love, choosing to hold one another in love, seeing others as the beloved of Jesus.